Hey everyone, welcome to Crypto Data. So today we're going to talk about the recent rise in Bitcoin and a couple reasons why I think that happened. So if you look at the market cap here, we see it's over $311 billion. We haven't been over 300 billion in a couple weeks, so it's great to see that high volume back, as well as a lot of other altcoins have seen double-digit growth. So this is great to see because we've been in a bear trend the last couple of months, and to see this spike here over 12%, it's probably one of the best days we've had in a while. So, it kind of came out of nowhere. I'm sure with you, I was very confused as to why this happened because it wasn't really, any news or any big thing that happened. But after doing some research, I found a couple reasons why I think it did happen. So let's go and look at the chart here. As you can see here right now, it's at about $7,800. If we zoom out on the daily, we can see there's a falling wedge that was forming, and we can see it broke that, and it kind of helped it, break out even more once the volume did come in. But again, I don't think this was the reason. It's just kind of a small part of why it actually did rise. And if you go to the hourly here, you can see that this candle, this was actually the largest volume on a 1 hour candle that Bitcoin had in its history. So this was massive buying volume coming in, and I think it was coming in from a couple different sources. So let's go ahead and look at this article here by MarketWatch, and explains, Bitcoin trading volume hits record high. So it's saying Bitcoin rose more than 15%, trading to $8,000 for the first time in 2 weeks. And then it talks about how it's the largest volume in 1 hour. So when I saw this, immediately I had to find out why this happened. So one of the reasons was the amount of shorts that were on Bitcoin. So recently, we saw that Bitcoin shorts were at an all-time high. So if you looked at the graph, Bitfinex BTC USD shorts, you can see here it's had a parabolic rise, and the RSI was showing overbought. Now, for anyone that knows, if RSI is showing overbought, then usually there's a reversal that's bound to happen. So shorts were at an all-time high, and then we're at a point in Bitcoin where it started to consolidate around that $6,800 level. There wasn't really a lot of those $300, $400 swings. It was just, maybe $50 to $100 here and there. So based off of what I know about charts, that shows just an accumulation phase. So it kind of precedes, when a big move is going to happen one way or the other. But in this sense, since shorts were at an all-time high and it wasn't really decreasing in price, then you could kind of guess that a big move was going to happen, and most likely it was going to rally. And that's what this article talks about. They say there's the following 3 things that could happen. Bitcoin seeks a new bottom below February 6,000, followed by a bounce to an all-time high. Bitcoin will soon rise to an all-time high, or Bitcoin runs straight into the ground. So again, the first 2 options were more likely. The Bitcoin will soon reach an all-time high. And that's exactly what we saw. The shorts got squeezed because once that volume came in, then all those people who were short Bitcoin actually ended up having to buy back their shorts and at a loss. And then that kind of compounded on the volume that was already occurring. So a couple big things that I think the volume came from is one that talks about Bitcoin related to Sharia law. So for those who don't know, in the Muslim religion, Sharia law is kind of what they go by, and basically there's certain rules that they have. So if something, say, gains interest or is seen as, I don't know if you want to say gambling or just stuff that's seen as, trying to profit off of something, basically, they see that as bad. So for the longest time, Bitcoin wasn't really classified as anything under Sharia law. And then there was this guy here. It says, Mufti Muhammad, a Sharia advisor and compliance officer at Blossom Finance, published a paper on whether Bitcoin is permitted or forbidden on Tuesday, 10th of April. So it says, basically the paper says, in Germany, Bitcoin is recognized as a legal currency and therefore qualifies as Islamic money in Germany. In countries such as the US, Bitcoin lacks official legal monetary status, but is accepted for payment at a variety of merchants and therefore qualifies as Islamic customary money. So Muslims account for 1 in 4 people in the world, which is a huge amount of people. So when this paper came out by a trusted person, basically saying, okay, Bitcoin is legal under Sharia law, then that kind of gives the go-ahead for everyone who's thought about investing in it to go ahead and invest. So I think this was one of the reasons why we saw that large spike in volume. In addition to that, there's another article published by independent.co.uk that talks about another reason is due to a large institutional investor. So, as you know, George Soros, a billionaire, he explained his interest in Bitcoin and talked of how he's going to invest in it. Now, we didn't know if it was either bullish or bearish whenever he's investing, but from what we've seen, it seems like he is bullish. Now, again, it says, as the price increase happened on the crossing of the $7,000 line and came initially from just one exchange, Bitfinex, this indicated that it was pulled by a large institutional purchase order. Later, it spread to other exchanges and marketplaces. So again, when you have people Bitcoin consolidating like this, you have a lot of people who are holding, and then you have a lot of shorts that are waiting to get squeezed, and then you have, more and more different people coming into the market. That's kind of the perfect storm for a break to the upside, and that's exactly what we saw. So we had some large money coming in, a lot of different people coming into the market, and the shorts were getting squeezed, and that's when we saw this $1,000 move in 1 hour. So I think this is definitely good news. Again, with all this being said, it still begs to say be cautious whenever you're dealing with Bitcoin, especially on these large rises. It could very well start declining again. So just trade accordingly. But I think this is definitely good volume that we had here, and we're seeing good action. And kind of Bitcoin, is becoming more adopted, and it's just getting into the eyes of a lot of other investors. So this was just something I wanted to research and share with what I found about why I think Bitcoin rose today. And again, I hope all of y'all were able to get in on this profit and had some coins that you were holding. And, I'm looking forward to a lot more gains in the future. But again, make sure you're always setting your stops and trading accordingly. But it's not financial advice, just my opinion. But it's always better to be safe than sorry. So, yeah, this was a great day for Bitcoin. I'm definitely looking forward to a lot more green days in the future. And I think we'll start seeing a lot more businesses and investors start getting into Bitcoin. So I can't wait till that happens, and it looks like we're off to a good start here. So with that, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please give it a like if you haven't. Comment if you have any questions, and please subscribe if you haven't. Till next time, thanks for watching.